Autobots, transform!
What is up, my Transformers family? Welcome to another episode of George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and this is Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy Decepticon Snapdragon. One of the long-awaited figures since we got 8-Face. People were anticipating and expecting this figure. But here he is in his window box packaging. It is the Earthrise design. The box is the same size, shape, and dimensions as the Voyager class box we received from Cybertron Siege toy line. It just has the new Earth motif, basically just a little bit greener. Like I say, same standard packaging we've seen. There's the artwork right there. Very nice. And there it says Voyager class in multiple languages. Back of the box is the product shot. Shows you that he is a triple changer. You can put the pilot inside. The Cybertronian dragon mode. Do they have dragons on Cybertron? Like, what did he base that on? Or he just has a beast mode. He's just like a Cybertronian beast, which I guess would mean they have dragons on Cybertron. There is his jet mode. I'm looking forward to getting it in that mode. Side of the box, we've seen this before. Anyway, let's get Snapdragon open and check him out. He's not doing anybody any good in the box. Cut the tape. I actually cut the box. And I love to unbox on camera. Alright, I have to get him down a little bit. Sticky stuff on my package. This is him in a half bubble. And this is the insert. I know these things are like coded. There's a code right there. He should have a code reader. It comes with instructions. We're not going to use that. We're just going to wing it. It's a challenge. That's what Transformers are for. They're supposed to challenge you. You're supposed to just figure it out on your own. Let's get the little decoder out and see what we can see inside the package. Or on the package. Let's get this back, and there's a little something right there. Biosphere. Whatever that is. I guess you're supposed to go online and find out what this stuff is. I don't know. I don't do all of that. Alright, I always thought Snapdragon was a cool Transformer in the G1. Hopefully he's just as cool here. Cut that one off. Is that just one time? Right, he's in there. This is going to be some stuff getting him out of these little points up here. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and cut that thing out. Make it a little bit easier. Stuff in there. Man. Ooh, what was that little tie down for? Because he was crammed in there. Anybody trying to steal that thing out the store, gonna make a lot of damn noise. And here he is. And he's packaged with 2 guns. The vintage one comes with 2 guns as well. Get these out of here. Move some of this junk. Let's take a look at Snapdragon out of the box, straight out of the box. It looks pretty good. He doesn't have the wash or the weathering on him that the Siege guys did. Thank goodness. I mean, I guess because Earthrise, they're letting that go. But I mean, Earthrise always had a little bit of weathering on his hood and truck mode, but it's not on this guy. I did not like that mess at all. You can see the translucent cockpit parts, which is cool that it's not just a painted canopy. And since there isn't much paint, there's not much to ruin, I guess. There's a little bit of paint right here, but that's done well. Everywhere I can see paint looks good. It looks good so far, especially in this mode, the robot mode. Let's take a look at Snapdragon's face. Bring him a little bit closer. He has a single visor exposing his nose right there, the tip of his nose at the bottom, and the mouth shield. I wish they could have painted it at the top right here, but they did not. And you can see the body folded up on the back of the head. I think some of that's paint as opposed to maroon plastic. And while I'm here, I'm already doing articulation. The head 360s on that little peg, which is the head of the smaller robot, has a little bobble to it. Can't look up and down. It won't hold the positions. I think it's not designed to do that because it detaches. I'm going to come to his shoulders. He can get his arms up about this far. Ain't no about. That's how far to go. Up this far. Bring him down a 360. Sort of kind of, you got to move around to get the clearance. Coming to his elbow. Has an elbow bend, won't quite go 90. And you can bend it back if you want to for whatever reason, because these become his legs in dragon mode, so that's there. He has these giant forearms because they become like the jet engines in jet mode. He has a nice molded fist. There is no articulation here because I'm assuming this flips over and rolls around for his various modes. Because I see the claw right here, so I'm kind of spoiling that. Yep. So we've lost articulation here, most likely because of that. Coming to his waist, we can get a full 360 despite this little back kibble. They made sure it clears. Might have something to do with transformation. Coming to his waist, the waist articulation on these guys are great. No complaints ever there, front to back with the legs, and a lot of articulation there. Has a thigh swivel right here, and he also has a knee bend. Come to his foot, goes back and forth. Let's see if we get, and there's no real side to side. I can see a little bit, yeah. Yeah, we can get that leg out wider. Yep. Has a rocker in it. As far as the action figure, the joints are pretty good. Action figure wise, this thing is pretty flawless. It feels and looks like a great toy immediately. It really does. It feels nice and solid, but then again, it's brand spanking new. Let my son run around with it for about a week and see how solid it is. But straight out of the box is great. There's one gun. They're both the same. There is no left and no right. They're both the exact reproduced laser rifle, pistol, gun, whatever. Same colors. The other purple. Actually, there are two purples here. We have the purple that matches the thighs and the crotch and the guns and the hands. Then you have this purple right here, which I'm assuming is just they painted over the black and made it purple because it doesn't blend in as well. And you can kind of see like it's a little bit thicker. Yeah, that's kind of a shame that they did that. But this is Snapdragon with his guns in his hand. Okay, because he's already in robot mode, let me get some comparison going on right now. Give him the size up and a rundown and scoot him back a little bit. I'm going to bring in the G1 Snapdragon. See how these guys look side by side. I know used to me waiting and holding you guys up to the end to see this. Here it is right now. Okay, this is what you want to check out. The G1 is larger, bulkier, taller. In every aspect, the guns are bigger. He's a lot bigger. He has the kibble on his back as opposed to the bottom of his legs. You can see they thought this through better than they did in the 80s. It actually made what looks like a better figure, more streamlined figure. Time will tell which one is actually the best. I didn't have that one. And you can leave this down if you wanted to. Put the whole thing down. And here are the two side by sides. Bring them closer so we get a look at the heads and we can get them both in camera together. They both have the mouth shield, but over here he has the cartoon red eyes. He has the yellow eyes over here. And the design is similar from over here. Look like he has two panels riveted on the sides of his head, on his forehead. And they're present here, but they're just a little bit different because it's obviously smaller. He has the eyes from the dragon on the sides of his head right there. And I think he does over here, and they're just unpainted. Yeah, he has them over there, it's just unpainted. At least they include the mode. We'll see when we get them in dragon mode. Okay, and they actually tried to mold this in similar. This is the neck of the dragon, and I'm sure it's not the same thing over here, but they tried to mold it in and look the same. That is kind of cool. They didn't try to copy the stickers. A lot of these figures have paint apps to mimic the G1 stickers, but not this one. And the arms are pretty much the same. Both the arms on both figures are, get them closer, are the legs of the dragon and the engines of the jet. I'm assuming it's the same, but wow, they really nailed that. And in doing so, they got rid of the back kibble, which is a lot. He got the whole cockpit. And here are the guns. They actually tried to pull off the similar gun. Wow. Actually made it look better, like made it look a little bit more techy, which is very, very cool. And these figures usually have the ports everywhere. I don't know if this is just a screw hole, so we can pour his guns into the hole. Yep, we can put his gun right there. I'm assuming you can put him on the chest. I think this is probably the back in dragon mode, but I'm sure they don't go right here in this mode. It's kind of goofy, but you can do that. Let's turn him around. Matter of fact, let's check out his back. You can stick one in the middle of his back. Right there. And this is a pretty cool figure so far. Okay, before I roll into the transformation, I want to look at Krunk, detach him from the body, and we kind of looked at the face, and bring him a little bit closer. You can see like a paint smudge where the purple is on the nose. It shouldn't be there, and that actually kind of sucks. And I guess other than that, the paint is good. But we'll see as the review continues to progress how the paint holds up. So to get this guy transformed, you just fold down the legs, and bam, it's Krunk. You see the teeth on his arms and on his legs. Bringing a little tiny face closer. The paint isn't exactly amazing on that, but it's pretty good considering they put in this little tiny area. So I'll take it. The face is purple with a red eye visor, just kind of messed up a little bit. Molded in waist detailing in there, detailing on the legs. And you can move the arms up only this far. And just like the G1, they got the hands like dead against the back, barely enough room. In the G1, they were plagued with breaking. So I hope this doesn't happen on these. As far as leg articulation goes, he can sit down in a chair or flat on his butt, either one. And his head should 360, does all things it did in the main body mode. So his head can look up and it can look down. And that's pretty much it. And I'm going to bring out the Generation 1 Krunk. Check these guys out. This guy's much beefier. He has the front of the dragon head over his head as a hood. A lot of detail in his face, but it's unpainted. They try to keep it the same. The little thing on the chest right here is present right there. It's just a lot smaller. The screw in the middle, the teeth in the legs. But you notice they went with the black right here, and over here they went with the purple plastic. And the two of these things from the back. And there you have it. Alright, now to get, I'm assuming I'll leave the head off. Now to get Snapdragon transform. Take the guns out of his hand, and I clearly see that these are the claw feet or dragon feet. So I'm gonna bring down the dragon feet. They claw feet as well, but I meant to say dragon feet. Bring those down, so he's gonna stand like this at some point. It's a backpack. See the arms detach, I think. Maybe. Yeah, okay, this hinges down, and I got this opening up, which reveals the dragon head. So here is the dragon head. I'm gonna close that back up. Hinge this down. Let's get this out of the way. And bring his legs. Okay, I'm gonna rotate this leg. I think I rotate it, or maybe I might need to rotate it at the waist. Rotate this leg down. Bring the head up, and the head pops up, and it's like missing the lower jaw. Oh, wait, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, there's a little cavity in there. Let me see, I thought this thing was a separate head or a false head, but I think it creates the lower jaw if I can get it in there. You can see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? I don't know if I need to turn the head around or something. Okay, I think I need to rotate the head around, then plug it in. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe this is just easier, I don't know. So I've rotated the head, and now it plugs in. Okay, yeah, that was it. Got it in there, so the head actually becomes part of this head, and bring it down, and there we go. The head forms a lower jaw. Wow. So I'm keeping it rolling. Bringing these down. These actually come down and snap. I heard it snap by accident. I said it like I knew it though. Alright, get this stuff to form the tail. Transform now. You can see it just rests back here. And you can see this piece is molded to go right there. So that's fairly simple. And we'll find a peg to put this together. Wait, I think I need to rotate it. Okay, rotate it this way. Alright. It's a lot like the G1 and not at the same time, but it's fairly simple. There's a peg right there and a tab on this side. Kind of looks like a tab on this side. I really can't see one. And right here there's a translucent piece. I just saw something that kind of bothers me right now. And to get this, I think this is in place. Oh wait, here are the little arms tucked away right here. How could I miss those? So they just, this whole little piece just rotates out. And on this side, the whole little arm, so just pull it out. This little joint is very stiff. And he kind of looks like a praying mantis a little bit. With that, I think I have it. The gist of it, like the tail could stick together a little bit better. The back is good. Just that little piece. And again, here's the dragon. I think that snap this in better. Snap. I said that by accident. Actually, I don't even know if it snaps in better. Maybe it fits together on these two little pegs. Here is in dragon mode. Get that jaw right. Okay, let's check out his articulate. Well, let's take a closer look at him. The mouth closed, mouth open, so the mouth articulates with this little head in there gimmick. Here's the head of the dragon. Here is the head of the dragon in this mode. If you hear that noise in the background, it's my son playing next to me. If I don't get through this, I won't get through this. So, and the little arms are on the ball joint. What kind of sucks is the ball joint doesn't go down. Like to straighten out the arms all the way, which you have to completely bring them down or just rotate it over. And the arms are hollowed out. And then they have the nerve to have some circuitry in there. And this whole piece, this is a white plastic, and the turquoise is painted over. They didn't use turquoise plastic. I don't think they use turquoise plastic anywhere on this toy. Everywhere we see turquoise is paint. So yeah, I just realized that. And he has, I guess this is his dinosaur mode. Or dragon mode. He has a tiny Decepticon symbol in dragon mode right there. Unless you can see it in airplane mode. We'll check that out in a second. Coming around to his back, you can see the hollowed out parts of his legs, but it looks pretty good. I think it actually looks better than the G1. Oh, and you can take these weapons, and he has a lot of ports on him, but they're meant to go right here like the G1. Bam. And bam. Speaking of the G1, let's get him out here. Here is Snapdragon next to the G1 version. The G1 version, his head is constantly stuck going straight up unless you change the articulation of his legs or the way he's standing like that. And this guy is kind of upright. How you think, I'm going to say dinosaur, but a dragon. But isn't a dragon just a dinosaur? But how you think a dragon would stand or look. And let's bring him closer. Check them out side by side. And normally on these figures, they try to recreate the stickers onto the newer versions with paint or just a little bit of paint, but they didn't bother on this one, or at least in this mode. Like I said, I think I covered that already. Turn around to the back and you can see the similarities. They both have the front of the jet as the tip of the tail. And man, I got a problem with the front of the jet already, but we'll get to that. And it's a really, really faithful recreation. They even have the double wings, or the wings doubled up right here with the front of the engines right here. I mean, this is awesome. If you love G1, this is awesome. And even if you're new to the Transformers toy line, this toy is pretty cool. I see one complaint, but I haven't got to it yet. I'll get to that in jet mode, which is coming up. So let's go articulation in this mode. His head on a strong ratchet can ratchet up and down. Wait, let me get the head ratchets up and down like that. The neck moves. That's pretty good. And we saw the mouth opens and closes. The arms, the little alligator arms, dinosaur arms, dragon arms can come up and down this far and pull back in here. And And that's pretty much it. And his legs, they 360 because they were the arms, same articulation as the arms, and the same amount of bend. And then the feet can go up and down. I guess you can change the way he's walking, if we can see that, by moving him up and down. And that is basically it for the articulation in this mode. So we're going to roll on. Adjust the camera. I keep forgetting I'm shooting a video. I'm too busy trying to play with the toy. Have to be a cameraman as well. So let's tuck his arms back up and go for that jet mode. Okay, remove the head. Tuck this back into the chest. And I'm assuming like we're just going to close this up. Bam, that's the front of the jet. And rotate, put the feet up. Rotate these to the back. There's a peg sticking out here, and there is a port right there. And I'm going to push that right in there, and then, man, this is pretty much done. It don't get any easier than this. And the same thing on the other side. Bring these wings down. And this is pretty much, I think this is it. This is the jet mode. And what I wanted to complain about in jet mode, right here you have two different plastics. You have the translucent yellow plastic and then the whitish cream plastic right here. Then over here, this is all translucent plastic with the cream painted over. And because this is the nose of the jet, it's going to tap and bump a lot. And I already see scraping it and chipping on mine. You can see it, trying to get it closer. I can't see it in the monitor, but I see it with my naked eye. So hopefully you guys are seeing it. And it's like, if anything, you should have did it reverse. You should have put the white plastic out here and made this a two-piece instead of this one, because this is going to take more wear because it's the tip of the plane, and when you play, boom, and it's the tail of the dragon, and it's dragging. That was totally by accident, that pun. So here it is in its jet mode. It looks pretty good to me. Pretty good to me. I don't know what you guys think. And you can add the guns right here. You can put them in a few. You can actually put them in his hands down here. Put them right here. There's 3 different places you can put them, but we're not going to go into all of that. You get it. So there he is. I mean, this thing looks cool. It looks cool in G1, but I think it looks cooler right here. It looks great from the side when you turn it over. Only this really gives it away in robot mode. I mean, only gives away the robot mode, sorry. And here he is. Unlike the G1, these don't articulate, but these do. So it looks pretty good. And I notice he has a landing gear under here. A front landing gear, it doesn't turn, it's just molded. And I don't see any back landing gear. I don't know if the guns are meant to be the landing gear. I put them down. Nope, the guns aren't touching. Or maybe you can pull the feet out as landing gear. I don't know. Let's try it. And put the feet down. Are they touching? Nope, the feet aren't touching either, so that doesn't work. So I guess it just sits on this piece unless I'm missing it. Yeah, unless I'm missing it. There is no back landing gear. I guess that's good enough, I guess. Gotta come down like, I guess that's good enough. And you can take his little pilot. You can open up these little pieces right here. Oh man, they're tough. Man, oh, that is really hard. Oh. And you can take this little guy and Krunk and put him, oh look, wow. They got a control panel, and these cheap bastards only use the turquoise paint. They could have hit it with some yellow and some red for the different switches. They just hit it all with turquoise. Like, we use turquoise paint and that's it. So I didn't even turn this little head around. Guess it doesn't matter, but I want to turn it back around. Let's head back around so you can see where he's going. Get this little guy in a secondary cockpit. I think in the G1 he goes in a secondary cockpit. He doesn't actually fit in the front of the plane, and this one little door is a pain in the ass. And I got it now. So he's sitting in a secondary cockpit, and you can see him in there, and he's zooming by. Die, Autobots. Okay, I got 8-Face back into his robot mode to wind this thing down, and I'm going to give him the size up and run down. I'm going to put him next to his fellow triple changing headmaster Huracan 8-Face from was he Earthrise? I think he was in both Earthrise and Siege Line. I think this is the Earthrise. I can't even remember, but the same difference. And my favorite of the two characters is 8-Face. But I like Snapdragon a lot more. I think it's because they use this crappy little ivory plastic on him when they should have just used this right here. But thank goodness they didn't do it twice. Here these guys go side by side. Get this guy out of here. Oh, I'm just going to scoot him over here. And Earthrise Astro Train. I think he's in both lines too. So, Astro Train, we got the purple squad going on. Scoot him over. Hot Link, Netflix Hot Link, Astro Train back, Purple Squad getting it in, and Shockwave. This guy back. Purple Group Shot, Siege Shockwave. That's how these guys look in scale side by side. Move these guys out of the way, and fellow Earthrise Starscream. Starscream head to head. I think his head is actually a little bit taller, but these vents make and the wings on the back make Starscream look bigger. Right, I got it. Well, they're pretty much the same. Okay, for my closeout and recap of this figure, I really like it a lot. I like him a lot better than 8 Face, and I actually like 8 Face. This thing is well made. The joints are tight and stiff. It should be. It's a new toy. The only complaints I have about this figure is one is the elbow bend. The elbow bend could have been better. You can't get it up much higher than that, but you can lift the whole arm out to compensate it. So it's not that terrible, but the elbow bend could have been better. And the fact that the cockpit at the tip is a painted plastic. It's painted over the translucent, the white, and because it's the tip of the jet and the tip of the tail, it's going to rub off. Guaranteed. So I don't like the choice they made with that, but no true complaints with this toy. So maybe this hinge right here is starting to get on my nerve. I don't know if I got it in correctly. Oh, there we go. So I didn't have it correctly. So only those two little things I didn't like about the toy. But this is an excellent toy. It's priced at $29.99. I grabbed mine a couple days ago. Think I got it at Walmart. Yeah, I got it at Walmart. It wasn't Target. What was it, Target? Got it at Walmart or Target. I can't remember which. I'm sorry. By the time I edit the video, hopefully I'll drop it at the bottom of the screen. Unless I forget, like I often do. Excellent figure. He could have used a couple more paint outs, but he's a very cool figure. I highly recommend him. Thank you for watching another one of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story.
Autobots, transform!